Welcome to our second episode of the Who, What, Where, When, and the Why podcast. My name is Kathleen Johnson, and I'm the Marketing and Membership Director at the Tuscarawas County YMCA. And joining me today is our YMCA CEO, Tiffany Foxx, and our new Child Care Director, Jade Boffo. We're super excited to share with you our vision and our mission of the why and provide some great energy and entertainment along the way. With that hint, last time, we may have said that Tiffany might sing for us. So she can start thinking about that. Because, hey, the Why's Got Talent, right? With our CEO, Tiffany Foxx.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. So this is our second podcast, which is really part two of the Who in the Who, What, When, Where, and Why podcast. And so this is the episode where we're just telling our stories. We're letting people get to know us. We want them to see your face, hear your voice, know your story. And then what brought you to the Why mission, and just reminding people that the Why itself supports youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility, and coming alongside the community to improve their health and their spirit. And that's really what we're about and what we're doing. And so building relationships along the way. So in COVID 2020, all this kind of craziness, building relationships has been difficult for us because we're not as close or face-to-face or anything like that. And so we're really branching out into new things, which is why we started doing this podcast and why we became very entertained last time that we did it with our other crew that was here, Jason Ike, Stacy Harlan, and Gary Hammond. So if you missed that podcast, please go back and take a look at that. It's available on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel and also on the Get Level website as well. So have you guys ever done a podcast before?
No.
Never done a podcast.
Never
I
done
listen to them all the time, though,
podcast.
so that should count.
Do you have a favorite podcast that you listen to?
No, not really. I listen to just a variety.
Cool. You? Do you listen to podcasts?
My husband's, not my own. So usually it's like a background noise, while I'm cooking or something.
Not his podcast specifically, but ones that he's listening to.
Oh, I thought he had a podcast.
I was like,
cool is that?
That would be really cool. He probably would want to start one.
Boffos.
Anybody that knows him,
We'll have him on next, right?
There
Just a
you go.
little tag team, husband and wives.
Yes.
So our last episode, I challenged Stacy Harlan, Jason, and Gary to be creative and to think of a slogan for themselves to help people remember them by. So I'm going to ask you guys to do the same thing. So there's no pressure, but you can start thinking about that now. So Stacy's was, I keep the water wet, right? Jason's was, I lift heavy things. And so your answers can, make sense or not with what you do, but hopefully you can think. So let me take a moment to, again, remind the listeners and the viewers that the Tuscarawas County YMCA is open. We are accepting new members, and we can't wait to meet you. So we hope that you'll come over and take a look at the why. We're taking extra precautions throughout our entire building to help ensure safety of our members and our class participants. Our COVID response plan is available on our website, and you can call the Y if you'd rather talk to someone directly. We certainly would love to give you all the details and talk over any concerns that you might have. We're here for you. So we just want you to know that the Y is accessible to all people and that financial assistance is always available. So don't let that be a hindrance to you. Please reach out to us because that's what we're here for. So my question to you all is to tell me your why story. When did you start? What was your first job at the Y? Maybe who brought you to the Y or introduced you to the Y? So you want to do a little shout out to a fellow coworker or something like that, you can do that. What motivates you to do what you do? And then what's your slogan? Okay, so Jade's had some time to prepare. So
Lots of questions.
Jade gets to go first then.
So Jade gets to go first. She's all set and ready to go first. So go ahead, Jade.
All right. So I recently just started here. I actually started here in February, 2 weeks before the pandemic. So that was a little wild, not something that I expected to go into. But I've enjoyed every moment being here, definitely. I just am really passionate about providing care for our kids, all of our kids, whether preschool, middle, we're trying to do some middle-aged students, and then even some high school kids to get the word out and share our love of education and sports and all the different stuff that we do at the Y.
Awesome. So do you have a slogan?
My slogan, so I have two. So I have I thought about this a little bit. I asked my preschool teacher, I was like, does this sound kind of corny or does this sound okay? Just getting some feedback from her. So for the education part of it, the child care center in general, I have opening doors to new possibilities. Just because nice. They start in a preschool, but then they can go into swimming lessons with Stacy or some youth sports. So there's a bunch of different activities that we have at the Y for our kiddos. And then for me personally, and anybody that knows me, I have, I based it off of I Knew You Could. This is one of my favorite books.
She brought props.
Yes, I did bring a prop.
This is why we love her.
I know,
right? An overachiever. We love it. Right?
So this book is very similar to the typical train. I think I can. And my motto is, I know I can, and I know I will.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to do my best and move forward with any task that I'm given.
So Jade, who introduced you to the YMCA?
I actually started in swimming lessons a long time ago. And so I learned how to swim at the Y. I took some gymnastics. I was never big into basketball or soccer or baseball, so I didn't really do any of the big contact sports, but I did. I learned all the basics that I needed to through the Y.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then what really motivates you? What's your top motivator?
Just giving the kids a fun experience and then them looking back at me and saying, I really had fun doing that. Or even the staff, or making memories with everybody, staff members, kids, everything.
Awesome. All right.
Wow, well, that's hard to follow.
I know.
Sorry. I should have gone first.
Do you want some paper? I'll put some paper in front of you and it'll look like
Can I have some notes, please?
There's the questions.
Right. One moment while I get my notebook.
She's a teacher.
I got a book. It might be on my phone. Okay, no.
No. Audio.
All right. So this story, when did you start? Tell us your why story, Tiffany.
Oh, wow. Well, so it's, I don't know if I've ever told you my why story. Maybe I have. It's, I came to the Y. I was already a member at the Y. So I was born and raised in Massillon, Ohio. So, not too far from here. But becoming a Y employee really came out of a little pain in my life. I had experienced the loss of a child. She was born early, and she lived for 2 months. And through that journey, I just felt that there's this tremendous need to start a support group. Now, there were some others that were around, but they weren't quite fitting the need that I felt was there. And the more that I started to talk to women that I had known all my life, I had no idea that they too had experienced the loss of a child, and their stories helped me. And so fast forward so I had started the support group, and I decided we were going to do a walkathon because all, I don't know, big charities and that, they do some kind of a, event. And this was going to be a walkathon to raise awareness of what we were doing. And I was a member of the Y, and I have no idea. We were just walking, but I thought, well, the Y should come and do a warm up, right? Warm us up to walk. Hindsight, maybe we didn't need to do that, but that was how I connected with the Y. So Beth Albin was the director at the Massillon Y, and she ended up coming out with another staff person. And after that, she just saw the organization and saw what I was doing. And she pursued me for some time, and she kept saying, you need to work for the Y. And I kept saying, yeah, I know. And I'm not sure where I thought I would end up. And so finally, I went to see her, and I left out of her office with a job. So I still, for that time, continued with the support group. It is still going on. To this day, there's a wonderful team that is still carrying out that vision from way back in 2004. It's called God's Tiny Angels Support Group. But Beth was my boss. I started as a program director at the Maslin Y, and I got to do a little bit of everything. And I think that was the first time that I realized the Y could do just about anything. Like if there was a need in the community, or if Beth had an idea, we'd say, oh yeah, we can do that. And, we just created a program or created, an event and made it happen. So I've loved that in the Y. And I think that's what motivates me today, that I know that in our role at the Y, we can take a specific need that we have in the community and develop a program and meet and help meet that need. We can partner with agencies. We're a perfect organization to be able to do that. So I love helping people. And that is from members to my staff, to the team that I work with. I love it when I'm able to help them. I love it when they succeed. That's what keeps me motivated.
Awesome. So, and Beth is still working at the Navarre Y. She's still doing what she does best, which is really encouraging and finding new staff and developing staff and all that kind of stuff.
She also
big
taught me
shout out.
Yeah, she taught me to be a Group X instructor as well.
Yeah.
So I was a cheerleader back then, and then she's like, "Oh, you can do it." And so that's actually where I got she had me doing just about everything.
Yeah. So big shout out to the Western Stark YMCA's, Maslin and Navarre. We do a lot of work back and forth with them, talk to them a lot about what they're doing, and are super excited for their success as well in the YMCA world. So did you think of a slogan?
The only thing when you said it, I did not prepare in advance, but I will say,
because you can't use herding cats. That's what you do. You said that in interviews.
Oh, I did, because I was trying to come up, because Stacy's Stacy just has the cool one. Like I keep
So does Jason too. Those are like pretty unique to their job,
right? And so, but I will say, in all of my years of being in the Y, I usually get, you mean the woman that's smiling all the time? So I'm the lady that smiles
all the time. That's true.
I even had a participant ask me. She asked me if my teeth were real.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently I smile really big. Often.
Did you want to give the answer to that? Are your teeth
They're real. They're mine. Like kids will just say
what
it.
To know about Tiffany Foxx.
There's no filter at all. I mean, she just looked at me and she was like, "Are your teeth real?" And I'm like, yeah. And then it was like, as I'm closing my mouth, like, what? What does she see?
You forget about those. Yeah.
That and your laugh is contagious too.
Yeah, I will also say that you probably hear me before you see me. Yeah. So certainly in the morning.
Good morning.
But I always smile when I hear it. I'm like, oh, Tiffany's here.
Yes. Yeah. You can't miss me. I try to be quiet sometimes.
You don't need to be.
No, you don't. Well, don't.
If something's wrong, which is not very often, then I'm quiet. But yeah, I'm pretty loud.
Yeah, the energy is a pleasure. So yeah, don't delay that on your way in the door, because we do like to hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Like it's recorded. So
yeah, you can just, they said I was allowed to continue when they say, to be loud.
Okay, Tiffany, can you keep it down?
Are your teeth real?
Yes.
It just keeps, I'll tell you a story about that some other day. Finding grandma's teeth under the couch.
Oh, but I promise they are. I cannot pull them out.
Anyways. So we talked last episode too about people setting goals and stuff for their year. And in January of 2020, if I don't know if you're that type of person or whatever that sets a goal kind of for your year, has a word that they're going to kind of work on. And so I asked the group about that. Did you set some goals and have you revised those, or, do you have a personal goal for this year that, we as a community can, pray for you on or continue to keep you moving on? Because COVID kind of put that boulder in the road, and we've all had to kind of jump up over top of that. But a lot of times when we do that, we lose some of the strategies and things that we were going for at the beginning of the year. Maybe some of those things needed to be left behind, and you're okay with that, and you've moved on to something else. So I'm interested to know what's your goal for this year or the remainder of this year, either in your personal life or at the Y.
I'll let you go first since I get to go first last time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a ping pong thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think my goal is will be a surprise, at least to the ladies that I talk to in the office. And I would imagine that there are some other ladies out there that are experiencing the same struggle with me. And I will tell you, so my goal has just been to get healthier and to lose some of this COVID weight. In March, everything kind of shut down, and there were just limited options of things to do and to get out and be active. I have to admit, food was good. When you get bored and you're in the house, you can't really go anywhere. You eat a lot, and so I'm admitting that. But I know the power of community, and I know for people that come to the Y, and the reason why so many people are successful in their weight loss as a group and as a community is because they work with each other. So I am hoping that there are some other ladies that can rally with me and help just encourage each other to get this done. You would think sometimes that it's just easy, and as I am maturing in age, I'm going to say that. I am learning that it's not as easy as what I used to do. So the same things I've lifted, I've been active all my life. And so it's frustrating because I'm employing those same things, and the same types of foods that I ate before, and it's not working. And I'm so frustrated. I'm ready to just quit and throw it out the door. But I can't, I can't quit that. So I need a community of women that are with me that say, okay, we're not giving up. You can do this. We can find some new strategies and some new ways, to do that. I mean, I've had some other health challenges as well. I've had a knee surgery in all of this, and some other issues and some other, stuff that has contributed to this. But at the same time, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to use those things as an excuse, but I will tell you that it is hard. Man, is it hard. So I'm hoping that after this, I at least have maybe 10 women that are like, okay, we're going to check in. They might have to slap a cookie out of my hand occasionally because
I've tried.
Sweets are so good.
I don't bring them. But if they're there, it's really hard to not do that. So, wow, am I really saying that publicly that I want people to slap sweets out of my hand?
They'll see you out in public.
Put that down.
You don't need that today.
Right? Oh, wait. Can't wait. Let me back up. Can I change my goal?
It's got violent.
It's out there, right? It's out there. I'm going to do it. So I got 10 pounds that I want to lose. So I'm going to keep everybody updated on how I'm putting it out there, because if I don't do it, then they're going to question me as a Y director. Like, why
Facebook Live with Tiffany Foxx.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to hold you to that.
There it is.
What about you, Jade? Did you start the 2020 with something specific in mind, and then is it still there?
I mean, it's kind of like just a long-term goal. And like my husband and I, we work on it together, just being more self-sufficient. So growing our own vegetables, because we have that capability. And especially during this pandemic, not knowing if you could go to the grocery store and get things. Having a stockpile at home of, canned goods and everything. I think that's just really important for everybody just to think about, because you just never know what could happen. So I was thankful, and I was raised to have a little bit saved back. And then just making kind of going along with yours, the clean eating. So growing our own vegetables, because I know it's coming from my own garden that doesn't have any processed chemicals or anything in it. So I think everybody we just kind of work together there. We need to clean eating, and we just need to be healthier.
Can I pay for meals? I'm a terrible.
She's just coming over to your house.
I'm a terrible cook, so if I can just.
Well, we could just go take classes together.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be super fun.
That would actually be fun.
You'll find her sitting out on that big front porch of yours at 5:00 every day.
What are we eating today?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that, and like, I get lazy, and like, go to the drive-through and everything. So like, I think that's really important to like, I was really good during the pandemic, because I was like, oh, I'm going to cook my own meal, and make sure that we cooked at least like 6 out of 7 days a week. So we've been pretty consistent with that. We usually eat our favorite thing is pizza. So usually pizza Fridays, but
I like that. Remember the giant zucchini?
Yeah.
Yes. The zucchini exploded and I was like making everything zucchini.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work though for like one zucchini. I was like,
she's glad that's gone.
I don't know if I can do that again.
It is a lot of work, and it's convenient to go get other food, but it's healthier to make your own.
But I did for that one time. I had zucchini everything.
Yeah.
To the point where London was like,
zoodles.
I don't really want. I didn't quite do that.
Oh.
What'd you say?
Zucchini noodles.
Zoo-noodles.
Zoo-noodles.
How do you? Well, okay.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Cooking with Tiffany and Jade.
Yes.
That's next. What do you want people to kind of remember about you or take away with you from your podcast today? Like your first experience of the podcast, you've told people about you, you've told them their why story. What do you want people to kind of remember about you or take away from this podcast today?
I don't know about today, but in general, like I'm small but mighty. So, if there's questions or concerns, just feel free to come talk to me about it. And, I can hopefully answer some of your questions. And, I try to get things done.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about your programs. What programs are you holding right now? And what are you looking for more of?
Yeah. So right now we have our preschool program, which is ages 3 to 5. And we run Monday through Friday. It's just a half-day program. And then we have our after-school program for our school-age kids, and that's Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 6. I would really love to get, obviously with COVID, we can't do anything, but like more family events going on to get people out and about and, influence in their community and getting to talk with all the other kids that are not necessarily like in their school.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Tiff? What do you want people to remember about this podcast about you? And what's the takeaway? And what are some of give us the life the day of a CEO? That's funny just to begin with.
I can tell you that there is probably not one day that is the same. I would tell you that as a CEO, you have to be able to react and respond to just about anything. There's an angry person out front that wants to talk to you.
That's usually all the details you get too.
Yes. Yeah. And just you walk right on out in it and hope that works out for you.
All you're getting.
There's a fight somewhere. What would you like us to do? There's a toilet overflowing or there's a toilet that's clogged. There's a bat in the locker room
you're making the why not sound good. So let's talk about other I'm like, I want to come over and be a member now.
But I am serious. So these don't happen. Well,
they don't happen.
There are random things that, and I'm giving you probably the most worst case random, but I will tell you, I mean, in customer service, you are going to deal with all types of people. So I would say that is probably more common. But I mean, in any organization, you're dealing with a number of things. You're dealing with your team dynamics. You're dealing with customer concerns. You're responding to the facility. Is there something not working? Are the pool chemicals off? Is the HVAC unit not running? Is there a leak somewhere? There are days where I have lots of things due, some deadlines, or I need to do some reports or respond to my board or get a grant submitted. So it changes from day to day, but I do like my fun stories because those are like true fun stories. The why is good. You don't have to worry.
Good.
It's all good. I'm just saying, in the day of life of a CEO, I can probably count on my hands, like all those like weird calls. Like, I'm not sure if I worked for like, I don't know, any other organization, would I get that call? Like
What did they say?
Like what? And so I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm just like, okay. And so you learn to respond to lots of things, lots of different people. The takeaway from this, what I'd love for people to know about me, is that I am just like you. I utilize the why, and want it to be, as clean and up to date and have equipment that's working and functioning, just like you. I rely on the relationships and the support of the people that I see at the Y, just like you. I just have a bigger role in that behind the scenes to make sure that it keeps running and that everything is efficient, and making sure that my team leads who are essentially carrying out the major functions, making sure that they have what they need, and I'm responding to their needs as well. So, I want people to know that I've used the Y. I am there. I'm in the pool. I take classes on occasion. I lift. So I see it, and I'm there with you. I have struggles just as you do, as I mentioned, just my weight loss goal. But ultimately, I care about the members, and I care about the community that I'm in, and I want to do my best to contribute and to make it grow and thrive.
And I think just to kind of sum up this portion, and before we get to your 10-question speed round that we did with our other group.
Did she get the questions already?
I did not.
She did not.
I did not.
But if
Are
you
they
watch
on her
the
paper?
They're not. They're not. You can check.
They're not. But just kind of to close out this section, what I love about you two is I feel like there's never a moment, and if there is, it's not visual to anyone else in the room, that you don't feel like there is hope for the situation, there is an answer to the question, there is a response that's going to create a positive influence in someone's life. Like, I feel like that never happens with the two of you. And so I feel very fortunate to be able to, I've learned so much from Jade, and I have a daughter that's the exact same age. Her professionalism, her work ethic it's amazing.
It's a little obnoxious, but
no, it is not obnoxious.
No,
it's great. And
yes.
And what I see from her is like what you must have been like at the very beginning. And so that's pretty cool. So like to have bookends like you guys in my world is super, super important.
What she's saying is
so
CEO in the making.
I hope so.
yes.
I hope I'm half as good as you. You're so inspiring.
I
will
totally
stop
believe
it.
that.
I appreciate all you do for me. I've been since February been like Tiffany, and you've answered every little question, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel like there's never a moment with either one of you that if you didn't have the answer that instant, that you weren't already processing it in your brain. Like, I know where I can get that answer, and then it's not like I'll see you in a couple weeks. I get that answer like within minutes. So it's super helpful. And so for all of you out there, just to know that the CEO of the YMCA right now, Tiffany Foxx, is she is working hard just like the rest of our CEOs have done over the past years. We just got an opportunity to see Keith Lands.
We did.
Yesterday.
He looks great. It's always great seeing him.
Yes. Yeah. At our golf outing, which went really well. And Jade got to experience her first golf outing.
I did. It was so fun.
Yes. So
more people need to come next year.
Yes. Get out there and golf with us next year, because don't hide from, it's all fun. We have tons of fun at our golf outing. So here's the speed round, and then your first podcast will be over.
Okay.
So I know this will be exciting questions.
Like, we don't have a buzzer or anything that we have to go.
No, these are easy. Like, you'll probably know the answer to them. these questions.
Probably? Oh,
like you should. You should know the answers to these questions.
Oh,
so it's going to be bad if I don't.
No.
Okay, let me focus.
Okay. Well, Jade's going first.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so you can at least think about it.
Okay.
So what is your favorite non-work activity?
Theater.
Wow.
Like Jeopardy. Jeopardy, theater.
She just like punched that out there, didn't she? Where did you graduate?
Dover High School.
What is your favorite band or song?
I like anything. Josh Groban's my favorite, one of my favorite artists. I'm a Jimmy Buffett fan, so that's a little different.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I just like his chill, attitude, positivity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Remind me to talk to you about a Jimmy Buffett concert I was at once. What is your favorite book other than that one?
Goodness gracious. So my favorite books, I like all different types of books for different reasons, I guess. But my most memorable is all the books that you read like in 8th and 9th grade, I would say. So like The Outsiders, like all the classics. Outsiders is one of my favorites. I love like trilogies. So they have like, not necessarily trilogies, but like book series. So like they have like the Hunger Games and like all the like the preteen, style. But I love those types of books.
What's your favorite TV show?
So I never watched Gossip Girl before in my life. And it was like my middle school and high school. I don't know. I was into Pretty Little Liars. So we just recently finished binge watching it last night, my husband and I. So it was, and it's like the typical like high school catty like gossipiness, but hence the name. But yeah.
Okay. Did you have a nickname, and would you like to share it with us?
I don't have like super like crazy big names. Nicknames. I have Jay. So anytime that people go around and say Jay, asking for Jay, I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh wait, not me.
Yeah. So those of you
down into my chair
that don't work with us, Jay is what's his official title?
He's the assistant property manager.
Assistant property manager. So yeah, they're looking for Jay in totally different reasons.
I didn't know that.
For
yeah. Okay. Or I hear, I think Jason calls Jenny Jay maybe.
And a lot of people, she calls Jason Jay.
Okay, yeah. So I just hear a lot of Jay, and I'm like, I like peek my head up, and then I'm like, all right, not talking to me. But my papaw, he calls me Bugs.
Bugs.
Aww, yeah,
that's cute.
That's cute. Yeah. Did you get an allowance as a child?
I did. I was pretty spoiled.
Ah, good. And
do I get to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
How old were you when you How old were you when you got your first job?
I was 16. I've been working in a coffee shop from like 16 all the way until I finished my associate's degree, and then I went straight into early childhood.
Did you want to give a shout out to your second job today? You have another job as well.
Oh yeah, Schoolhouse Winery. You can come see me on the weekends. I'm a very good motivator. You
Little
can come
shout out there.
Yes, you are.
Get your wine on.
Yeah. And then our other shout out is favorite place to dine locally.
Oh goodness. We really love coffee shops. I'm really sad because another shout out, Daily Grind is like closed on Sundays right now. But we used to go there every Sunday after church and have like a nice light lunch and some coffee. But all the local coffee shops are all my favorite. So even we venture our way down in Dover and go to like Lee Beitzel. She owns, what is it called now?
Magic Mugs.
Magic Mugs, yeah. So another shout out.
Cool. And then your last one, how tall are you, Jade?
That's my least favorite question.
Well, you brought it up.
I did bring it up. I did. So I'm actually under 5 feet tall. And like, if you want to go by standards, a little person is considered under 4'11" is like considered a little person. And I'm 4'9".
A little person? Like, what do you mean? Like if I looked in the dictionary under like little person, it would say.
So somebody that's vertically handicapped, I think would be like the correct terminology.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So like, yeah. So, So I'm a little person, but 4'9".
That's all right. You're small but mighty.
Yes. So that worked. All right. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So what is your favorite non-work activity? Don't say your
Spending.
dog right now. What? Spending?
No, I was going to say, you said then that the dog, the puppy, and I'm like, whew, I just added another toddler. That's some work.
Yes.
I love Creed, but yeah, he's some work. No, I love spending time with my family. I've got a huge family, and we do lots of things together. So
Awesome. Where did you graduate?
Maslin.
What is your favorite band or song?
There are too many to name, but I will tell you, growing up, Whitney Houston was probably one of my favorite artists.
I bet. What is your favorite book or maybe the last book you read?
My favorite books. I love reading different types of books. So I love reading about leadership and development. So if I'm going professional, I'm not sure if it's good to great or the 5 dysfunctions of a team. I really like that because I deal with teams a lot, and team dynamics is challenging. And I think that's probably one of the biggest areas that, to get everything functioning and going well. So I would have to say that that's probably my favorite, but I love all kinds of, I like their mystery books, Barbara Freevey, Daniel Steele books. I just, give me a good mystery book. And they're usually mystery books where there's a strong, female lead, she's something like a firefighter, or she's an attorney, or she's a strong female lead. And then I just get lost in those books. So
awesome. Did you get an allowance as a child?
I did not, Mom. I need you to watch this podcast. And we worked hard. So Saturday mornings was chore day. And my mother was in the military. And so when she said, clean the house, it was so when we made our beds, you needed to have that, that tight corner fold on the end. They needed to be even on both sides, so you couldn't have lopsided. It was, and then you could bounce, you needed to bounce a quarter off of that. I kid you not.
Whoa.
If those chores weren't done by a certain time on Saturday, don't ask to go anywhere, don't ask to go outside and play. My mom was on it, and you earned that to be in my house, and I take care of you. So there was no. So I guess I get that I didn't get allowance, but she took care of us. So she was.
How old were you when you got your first job?
16.
16.
And my first job was Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Oh, I know. It was.
Awesome.
I worked at Wendy's, and I still remember. Okay, I won't do that.
So you're gonna sing the song.
I remember the training songs. White, red, and green.
Wait. We're gonna do that later.
Oh, okay.
That's the next podcast.
Yeah.
I can tell you how to make a junior
Singing
bacon
with the Y
cheeseburger.
staff.
Junior cheeseburger.
Wow. Okay. Your
sorry.
favorite place to dine. Favorite place to dine locally?
Everywhere. I've loved living here because there are so many places that I can go and try new food. Mm-hmm. So,
we're just missing Indian food. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Indian. That's
from Dee's to Talaki Paki to Miller's downtown to, there's a new restaurant.
sushi.
Katana's, yes. But it's like Sammy Sue's. I don't think I can pick. There are so many restaurants with good food to choose from here. I won't keep going. There's a lot. I don't think I have a favorite.
So if either one of you could have a super talent for 24 hours, what would it be? I told her I want to be a professional ice skater just for 24 hours. Just want to do the camel and all that kind of stuff.
So I used to have dreams that I could fly. So that would be my.
You want to fly yourself? Are you in a plane? Or are you a pilot? Or are you just flying?
No, like Superman. I'm going to fly myself.
Okay, she wants to fly herself.
Places. I don't really know where I'm going to go.
That's a super talent. That's for sure.
I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I really like roller coasters, and so I really want to go skydiving. So I think it would if I could just take a day and just do all those, fun adventures.
Those are possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I wanted to fly, but I'm kind of afraid of heights. If you go into a stadium or there's no nothing stopping me from flipping down all the rows, then I'm a little nervous. The Indians Like it's like straight down, and then I think
yeah, it
Kansas
is.
City, that auditorium, you had to go like up way high, and then so I was like gripping the seats.
Yeah.
Like
I'm getting
not
ready to
moving.
take the glide fit class on, and I'm almost afraid that when you stand up on the board that it's going to feel like you're
Up high.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I could see myself just falling off of that and laughing the entire class.
Yeah.
well, come on Saturday. I'm going to be there. I would want to see that. Okay. So anything else you guys want to tell our listeners before we close it out? Because we're going to possibly ask you to just give us a few, lines of a song.
Oh, I gotta think of a song.
Yeah.
Come to the Y.
America the Beautiful. I don't, whatever you
Come
want.
to the Y. We want to see you.
Yeah, or your Wendy's song, whatever you want to do. So now that you've met our amazing CEO and child care directors, plus or if you did not get a chance to see our first episode, please go back and take a chance to learn about our aquatics director, our health and wellness director, and our IT guru, Gary Hammond. It's available on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. And we're hoping to continue to do this once a month. And so, once on the web, forever on the web. So just look us up. So we'll be there for a long time.
Check us out.
Yes. We have the privilege of working with an amazing staff at the Y. Next time our podcast will be with Stacey Harlan. She's returning to give us an update on aquatics programs. And in the near future, what we hoped that you guys will all talk about will be our new CEO or our new board members. We're hoping to bring some of our new board members on, and one of those also has a Get Level podcast. So big shout out to Get Level for bringing Percy Gardner out onto the airways with 99 miles per hour. So if you're
Percy with an I.
Percy with an I, yeah, he gets a little. Yeah, we learned about that yesterday. Percy with an I. And then we'd love to hear from you. So if you have some topics or some questions that you'd like to know about the Y, some things that you'd like us to cover here on our podcast, please let us know. And you can send those out to me, Kathleen Johnson. It's just Kathleen at TuskTUSCYMCA.org. And we're also looking for a sponsor for our podcast. So if you'd like to do that for us, we would certainly love that. So you can come aboard and partner with us. Also want to remind you of a few other opportunities before we hear Tiffany sing and take us out of our podcast for the second one. Our Fall 2 classes and programs begin October 26th. So look for a new program guide coming to our website and Facebook page soon. Again, our Facebook page, you just look up Tusk County YMCA and you'll find us. And our website is TUSCYMCA.org. And we want to announce that the annual Turkey Trot 5K that we hold on Thanksgiving Day every year. This would be number 49, I believe. And we are going virtually this year, so it's not canceled. So please don't think that, but we are going to have a virtual run. And we'll be giving you details about that coming very soon via our Facebook page and our website. So don't miss that opportunity to take a really good challenge with your family and run your race that day. So we'd love to give a big shout out to all our members and our donors and our volunteers at the Y, because you make us strong. And we do what we do to energize you. So stop by the Y soon and get involved. And from all of us at the Who, What, When, Where, and Why, and the Y podcast, thank you, and stay safe and stay healthy. Tiffany Foxx.
Oh, I get to sing. So I'm going to sing a little bit of the song. Remember I told you I love that song. I heard it. If I can remember the words, we'll see.
We just make them up. Nobody else will know.
They'll know this song. May your struggles keep you near the cross. And may your troubles show that you need God. And may your battles end the way they should. And may your bad days prove that God is good. And may your whole life prove that God is good.
Hey, thank you.
I love that.
Love it.
May your struggles keep you near the cross, and may your troubles show that you need God. And may your battles end the way they should. And may your bad days prove that God is good. And may your whole life prove that God is good.